What can I do to be happy?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a
How might I be blissful gobbled up? Have you at any point been gobbled up? Have you gone through a period of gulping? I'm a lot of in a space right now where I'm not doing whatever will think twice about harmony and joy. It seems like Lori Harvey has neglected a few captivating insights concerning her stepfather, Steve Harvey, purportedly getting into a wild tricks with Diddy and Diocesan Jakes. To exacerbate the situation, there are theories that Harvey purportedly went further to pimp out his girl to Diddy and Lori Harvey. They're warming things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the rear of his seat. I believe it's really fascinating that Steve Harvey's there, so what precisely is happening? As per late reports, it appears Steve may be taking requests from the terrible kid president to the point that even his own relatives aren't untouchable. That is correct. The cases aren't simply attached to Steve. They're additionally attached to his little girl, several months prior model and business visionary Lori Harvey plunked down with the news have Adrienne Bailon in a video interview delivered as of late, and said she frequently hears claims that she is involved with somebody whom she hasn't even met face-to-face. Lori, who on a couple of events was spotted with the terrible kid, Honcho demanded that she never dated the performer, a disclosure that has now left fans contemplating whether that was without a doubt an affirmation that Diddy may not be who we as a whole suspected he was anyway. That was not his story in the media. Then, as per reports, bits of gossip started flowing that Lori had begun dating Sean Diddy Brushes in July 2019. The pair were envisioned together various times in Mexico, New York City, and Atlanta during their supposed sentiment during one of their getaways. Lori was spotted with her arm around Diddy during a supper with Lori's stepfather, Steve Harvey. Diddy's child Christian Brushes even gave an understanding into their relationship during an honorary pathway appearance. They're great. They're being private time that depends on them. While the pair never freely talked about their relationship, individuals near them referenced that they could have just been a hurl rather than being an out-and-out couple. Him and Lori had some good times toss, yet Diddy is as yet recuperating and zeroing in on himself right presently. Clarifies our insider, he isn't prepared for being a drawn-out serious relationship and is zeroing in on his children at the present time anyway. It appears to be that could have recently been all a concealment for Diddy's supposed other tendencies, as fans began to call attention to that Diddy used Lori for an unexpected reason in comparison to the greater part of us think. One client tweeted, "You all truly think Cassie set a request and is a model when I simply accept she was Diddy's concealment cuz he's gay. She's out of her agreement." And presently Lori Harvey up next talking about Cassie. On November 16th, she started judicial procedures in government locale court in Manhattan, blaming hip bounce tycoon Diddy for truly abusing her all through their very long-term relationship. Ventura and Diddy supposedly ran into each other in 2005 when she was 19 years of age. In the ensuing year, Ventura endorsed with Com's record name Awful Kid Records, where she delivered her introduction self-named collection. Their heartfelt inclusion started in 2007, as per archives got by the New York Times. Ventura comprehends that Brushes started showing indications of control and maltreatment after the arrival of her introduction collection. She charges that the big shot forcefully constrained her to polish off bounteous measures of medications and was regularly brutal all through their relationship until it finished up in 2018. The broad legitimate grumbling additionally gives troubling subtleties on a few occurrences in which Diddy purportedly tried and the vocalist after years peacefully in obscurity. Ventura expressed through her attorney, "I'm at last prepared to recount my story and to shout out for of myself and to serve different ladies who face viciousness and maltreatment in their connections." In a proclamation, Diddy's lawyer Ben Brafman passionately denied the charges against his client, declaring that the claim was loaded with unjustifiable and over-the-top untruths, planning to discolor Mr. Com's standing. On November 17, 2023, Cassie and Diddy arrived at a genial settlement only one day after Cassie documented a claim again. Thus, Diddy, the previous couple, apparently settled the case for an undisclosed sum. Cassie expressed in an authority proclamation, "Following the settlement, I have chosen to determine this matter genially, on conditions that I have some degree of control." Diddy's legal counselor Ben Brafman affirmed the Settlement yet underscored in an extra proclamation that it didn't infer a confirmation of bad behavior. On November 22 in 2023, Macy's reported that they are deliberately eliminating Diddy's Shay John design. In brands starting around 2010, Diddy's design image, Shay John, had a restrictive dissemination managed Macy's, making the retail chain the sole wholesaler of the brand at a retail and online level after over 10 years. In association anyway, Macy's uncovered it is currently eliminating the brand's significant. Macy's didn't express its transitioning away from was corresponding to Cassie's claim, yet a consequence of assessing their momentum image portfolio. On November 23, RD 2023, per Second Lady recorded a clap. I'm against Diddy, blaming him for and trying her. The lady affirms that the occurrence happened while she was an understudy at Syracuse College in 1991. As per the claim, in the wake of eating at a Harlem cafe, the two went to a studio. He then, at that point, accompanied her back to one more area before supposedly and attacking her. The unidentified casualty likewise affirms that Com shot the attack and imparted the video to different men professing to be a survivor of vengeance. On November 24, 2023. A third lady documented a claim against Sean Diddy Brush's charging attack. The claim was recorded only days before the Grown Up Survivors Act lapsed, as detailed by Drifter. A lady, who was distinguished as Jane Doe, claimed that she and a companion met Diddy and lyricist A. Aaron Corridor at a New York occasion around 1990 or 1991. Jane Doe recognized Combs and Lobby were extremely coy and handsy. Yet things took a dull turn after she was offered liquor. The suit asserted that Combs and Corridor alternated her and her companion. Days after the occurrence, Diddy purportedly visited Jane Doe's home and started attempting and gagging Jane Doe to the point that she dropped. On November 25, 2023, about 7 days after Cassie recorded the underlying claim against her. Ex-accomplice Diddy, a man who used to lead Diddy's security activity, approached in an enigmatic message on Instagram. Roger Securities, who worked with Diddy 10 years prior, shared a few pictures of him out in the open with the couple he going with subtitle read, "I'm willing to come clean in light of the fact that for such countless years I hushed up." In another Instagram post, Bonds shared a screen capture of Cassie's claim. Bonds was named in the artist's claim, charging he interceded during a 2009 episode in which Diddy supposedly went after her in Los Angeles. In addition to the fact that securities backed Cassie's side of the story, yet he additionally recommended he save numerous different ladies from being manhandled by Diddy anyway. Tales Coursing proposes that Steve Harvey has purportedly been participated with an end goal to work on the public picture of Sean Diddy. Combs, first of all, Combs has been much of the time viewed as Tupac's alleged foe and is ensnared by a larger number of people as the orchestrator behind Tupac's lamentable destruction. The beginnings of the debate lie in the conviction held by the famous Suge Knight, previous chief of Death Row Records, who guaranteed claims that Steve Harvey has been mental in washing Diddy's picture. As per Knight, this coordinated work to reshape Diddy's public discernment started in the fallout of the disastrous M of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, two critical figures in the East Coast-West Coast hip jump contention. He brings Sneak and Puffy on the Say. These are fellows who, running in the East Coast-West Coast here. Upon a more intensive look, it becomes obvious that Steve Harvey has without a doubt been a predictable ally of Diddy. The media character has highlighted Diddy on his different shows, directed interviews, and transparently lauded him via virtual entertainment stages. First of all, Harvey once welcomed Diddy and Sneak Canine to his unbelievable Steve Harvey Show, which ran from